From the moment we're born, we're all being programmed. Whether that be from our parents, the schools we go to, or the people we hang out around, we're all receiving some type of programming. Our brains download vast amounts of information every day, and every bit of it slightly changes how we think. Throughout all of this, we never stop and think about how this is affecting us, how this is affecting our growth and our potential. In this video, I plan to talk about how this unconscious conditioning stunts our growth, hinders our creativity, and quite simply just holds us back in every factor. I'll also equip you with some actionable strategies that you can use to help yourself reprogram your own mind. And without further ado, let's begin. Before we get too deep into this topic, it's important that we understand the nature of this programming in itself. From the moment we enter this world, our brains are like sponges, just absorbing information from the world around us. We're being programmed by external influences, like I stated earlier, like our parents, or society, schools we go to, people we hang out with. And all of these people, all of these things are influencing how we think. It's just the natural process of adaptation into our surroundings. We want to do the things others do. We want the things that others want. We believe in the things that others believe in. But why exactly is that? Why is it that we feel the need to be like others around us, to fit into society? To understand this, we need to take a little trip back in time, back into the good old days, right? When people were still living in tribes and there were small communities all throughout the world. So these people, they observed and imitated the successful actions of their fellow tribe members. They learned how to hunt for food, or forage for food, and even react to predators based upon how they saw others do it. This process ensured that they would survive and that their lineage would continue onward. And fast forward to today, we still think this exact same way. We haven't evolved past this way of thinking. Consequently, we continue to be programmed by society, mirroring the way others act, what others believe in, and imitating their values. So to be able to reprogram our minds, we have to be aware of this process, of this way of thinking. And through that awareness, we can begin to make change into what we're being programmed. We can begin to program ourselves. When we allow ourselves to be unconsciously programmed without questioning the thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and actions that we take, without taking a step back and analyzing why we're doing these things, we end up stunting our growth or our potential. We're setting ourselves up for mediocrity. Success isn't found by imitating what the rest of society is doing. It's found by getting creative, going against the status quo, doing the things that others are not doing. To be in the 1%, you have to do the opposite of what the 99% is doing. But this unconscious programming, it conditions us to act as that 99%. It tells us not to go against the status quo, to do what everyone else is doing. And by doing that, we can't improve ourselves. We can't make change. We're just drones. We're rats in a maze. A significant consequence of this unconscious programming is that it stifles our creativity and our innovation. So society often dictates what's normal or acceptable. And when we just, fit into these norms, when we go along with what society is telling us, it's restricting our ability to think outside the box. We become confined with this predetermined set of values and beliefs and become unable to create innovating ideas or make great change. Moreover, this unconscious programming can confine us to predetermined roles and societal expectations. From an early age, we're conditioned to fit into specific molds based on things like socio-cultural backgrounds and societal norms. Like take public schooling, for example, or at least this is how it works in America, right? Because our schools were created to condition children to be better at working in factories, right? And this was all from 100 years ago. And fast forward to today, none of that has changed. We're still being conditioned to just follow directions and take orders, not be creative, right? But that's not okay, is it? And we find ourselves adhering to these scripts, to this programming, without questioning whether or not it's what we actually want, whether it's aligned with our core values. This conformity leads to monotony, a life where we constantly repeat the same actions. We become trapped in a cycle of trying to fit in with the expectations of society, abandoning our ambitions and desires. Additionally, this unconscious programming limits our ability to adapt to change and new situations, new experiences. When we're heavily influenced by external factors, conditioned into acting a certain way, we become resistant to exploring new possibilities or challenging the status quo. This resistance to change is what traps us in the matrix. It prevents us from discovering new opportunities and exponentially enhancing our life. If we could somehow break free from this unconscious conditioning, we could change our lives for the better. We could unlock our true potentials. And that leads me to the next part of this video. So the first part in programming yourself, in reprogramming your mind, is awareness. Take a step back and take some time to question your behaviors, your thoughts, your beliefs, and just question them. Ask yourself, why do I believe this? Why am I doing this every morning? Questions like that. And then ask yourself if it aligns with your core values. If it aligns with the person that you're trying to be. Question the influences behind them. Question everything. You have to be aware of why you do what you do before you can change it. You also have to challenge the information and the ideas that you encounter. You have to develop critical thinking skills to analyze the messages that you receive from various sources. Don't accept everything at face value. Whenever you come across a new idea, question it, research it, evaluate it. You should even be questioning the video you're watching right now. Don't just take what I'm saying and believe it, right? After all, I'm just some guy in the do-rag. You have to engage in independent thought and seek alternative perspectives. This will help you break free from the societal programming that's been conditioned into us since we were born. So once you questioned what you consume, now you have to control it. You know what does and what doesn't align with your personal values. So simply only consume the things that align with your personal values, with your personal beliefs. Choose media, books, lectures, discussions that align with who you want to be. Stop mindlessly scrolling through TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. Except mine, you should definitely keep watching those, But seriously, stop scrolling. It's bad for your health. If it's not benefiting your growth in any way, shape, or form, stop consuming it. You also should surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow and get better and get out of your comfort zone. I'm sure you've all heard this saying before, that you're the average of the 5 people you're around the most. So if your 5 closest friends are a bunch of drug addicts who live paycheck to paycheck, the odds are you're probably the same as them. So you have to start hanging around the people that you want to be in life. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you should probably start hanging around entrepreneurs. If you want to get, ripped in the gym, you should probably hang around people who are in the gym a lot. You want to get good at a sport, start hanging out with people who play that sport, or start hanging out with your teammates who play that sport. You have to curate your circle to be in line with your direction in life. And even if you don't know any of these people in real life, the internet is an extremely vast and open space that you can use to discover anything you want. right? So you can follow creators or podcasts or just people who are where you want to be in life and just only consume their content, only listen to their information. Don't listen to things that are going to send you in the opposite direction of where you want to be in life. You also have to commit to a lifestyle of learning and personal development. Schools only teach us to learn what they tell us to learn and work on what we're told to work on. And when we get out, we don't learn anymore. We don't evolve as people. This massively limits our growth and potential. You have to seek out new knowledge, gain new skills, acquire new experiences that broaden our horizons. You have to embrace curiosity with a growth mindset. You have to be willing to constantly improve, to constantly learn, to constantly change yourself for the better. Like Isagi from Blue Lock, that man is always breaking himself apart, breaking the puzzle apart, putting himself back together, becoming a newer, a better person in the process. The idea behind that anime is actually pretty good now that I think about it. I guess around the character, but you get the idea. This continuous learning helps you break free from this stagnant pattern and open doors to new opportunities, new areas for growth. Then take the time to reflect on your values and set meaningful goals. When you have a clear sense of what truly matters to you, it becomes a lot easier to curate what you're consuming. It becomes easier to navigate through these external influences. You have to align your actions and decisions with your values and set goals that align with your core values. If you want financial freedom, you have to set goals, consume content that get you to that point, right? You have to set a goal of investing a certain amount every time you get paid. Set a goal of starting a side hustle. Start consuming information that teaches you how to do these things. By doing so, you're taking control of your own programming and directing it to personal fulfillment, to personal growth, to unlimited potential. Finally, cultivate mindfulness to stay present of your thoughts, your actions, your emotions. Mindfulness helps you recognize when you're being influenced by these external factors and essentially catch yourself in the action and make the conscious choice not to do so. To catch yourself when you're scrolling mindlessly through social media. To catch yourself when you've been on this game for over 3 hours. To catch yourself when you're laying in bed, when you should be up writing a script, working on that next video you told yourself you were going to do and just didn't because you didn't feel like doing it. I'm talking to you, which is me. But now I'm recording this video. So to me, like 30 minutes ago, I'm winning. And get out of the bed. You've got stuff to do. But anyway, by living in the present moment, we can actively shape our programming and direct it to where we want to be in life. Remember, personal growth is an infinite journey. It requires commitment, self-reflection, and the ability to embrace change. It won't be easy. You'll encounter obstacles along the way. Some days you might fail. Some days you might reach your goals. But as long as you get up the next day and keep pushing forward, keep improving, keep bettering yourself, eventually you'll be where you want to be in life. You'll have defeated that programming. You'll have programmed yourself. You'll have become the developer of your own mind. You have the power to shape your own destiny and live a life that's in line with your personal values, your beliefs, and your aspirations. By taking control of your programming, you're reclaiming your personal growth and unlocking your unlimited potential. Let's put our heads down and let's put the work in. We out.